But star kids don't even get to auditions. You don't. Audiences are equally to blame. Media is equally to blame. I'm not telling you to become a Shashi Tharoor, but I'm telling you to, read. Like in the face, they are not afraid. They speak what they want and they are not scared. Everything's available on the internet, whether you want to watch porn or you want to watch adult stuff. For me, working with Nasir is a like, huge thing. Huge. And I'm so grateful. I'm so glad that, that he took me under his wings and he taught me,
Ahana Kumra, how are you doing? Welcome on Bollywood Hungama once again.
Hi, Faridun. I'm very good. Thank you very much. We met quite a bit during this lockdown online.
We have. All right. So, how have you been? What are the sort of accolades that are coming your way? Courtesy Khuda Hafiz.
Very good, actually. Very, very good reviews. Rave reviews, in fact. The audiences are loving it. I've never had in fact, I was shooting the day the film released, and I've really had no time to uh, really like look at what was happening because I was constantly, on set. And I was so distracted because I think after 7:30, around 9:30, my Instagram started like kind of exploding because everybody started messaging, everybody started, and I started getting messages from like, the cast and everyone, and they were like, "Have you seen? Have you seen?" And I'm just like, "No, I haven't, and I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow." And I
Right.
got home thinking that I will not be able to watch the film, and at around 11 o'clock, I was like, "Okay, I can't resist it. I have to watch it now." So I started watching the film at around 12, and I went on to watch the film till like 2:30, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like I've not seen a masala pot boiler in so long, like a proper Bollywood masala film, and it just felt so. I felt so entertained, and I was just so excited to just see everybody. I think I was really excited to just watch everyone on screen and see the film come together.
So, I was watching one of your old interviews, and you mentioned that you've never been really part of like a big Bollywood film.
Yeah.
In a way, the expanse that this movie provided to you fitted that definition.
I think it did because, as I said earlier,
Mm.
even when I'd met Farooq the first time for this film, he had told me it's very different from the kind of genres that I've already done and the kind of films or the kind of cinema that I'm associated with. And he told me that first and foremost because I think he thought that I should be comfortable first with the medium that I'm going to be entering. So that was very clear. And of course, when I started shooting, I was like, okay, although this is a very commercial film, it still gives me scope to perform. It still gives me scope to not be somebody really out of the zone of the work that I've been doing all these years. So I think it kind of gave me a lot, and there were so many first times. I was like learning something for the first time. I was looking like somebody for the first time. I was doing action for the first time. There's so many things that were like novelty for me in terms of learning in this film.
Now, considering that you shot in, I think, exotic locations, I'm sure that you would have loved to see the film in a big screen on a big screen. Maybe it was
Yeah.
not meant to be.
I think all of us have felt that at some point, and I remember like I chatted with Vidyut the next day, and it was just like I wish I could see. Like this is the first time I was watching myself do action, and I was like, I wish I could see myself punch Shiv Pandit on a big screen. I just think it's exciting to see a woman fight. You rarely get to see that in Hindi cinema. We don't really get those opportunities because there aren't enough roles written for women who really can pack a punch or give a kick or I think it's exciting to
Mm.
watch that. And I think what was really nice was that Farooq really imagined Tamina, that's my character, to be in a
Right.
hijab and not be demure. He put her in a hijab, but he put her in a suit, he put her in a uniform, and he imagined her to be this really strong woman. For the first time, and I think for the first time that I was watching was like a woman was screaming and telling the protagonist ki bhag bhag run run for your life. And it was exciting to see that. So I think in many ways it was the first that I saw something.
All right, that's wonderful. Okay, and so I was watching one of your interviews with Saqib Salim and So you're telling him मैं तो किसी की फिक्र नहीं करती हूँ, मैं तो जो मुंह में आता है मैं बोल देती हूँ, और मैंने तो ये भी बोल दिया था. And Saqib Salim was sitting like this, prim and proper.
You must be looking at.
मैं
Yeah, that's how you'll get into trouble, Ahana.
मैं इनको जानता भी नहीं. अच्छा, Saqib is someone who himself, when he starts talking, so he can say anything.
Yeah, we've almost missed the
Maybe.
flight because of him. So yeah, Saqib should
So,
really not be telling
so
me.
my perception was that he's trying to be prim and proper. No, I don't know. Maybe, but it is that he himself, when he flies, he can literally fly.
I don't think you should
Okay,
put
but
Saqib and me in one interview. The interview
no.
will
So
never get over.
my question to you is, I came to know that after Lipstick and Under My Burqa, because of your outspoken nature, you lost out on a publicist, you lost on a production house, some media houses as well. Maybe they did not, I think, invite you for some interviews, something like that. So what really happened?
Nothing. I mean, I did lose a publicist, and it was a really big PR agency, and they were about to represent me, and then they just thought that it was not okay to represent me, and I just got like a very curt message that sorry, we won't be able to represent you. And I think I don't really take these things to my heart, because honestly, I'm still trying to find my steps into this industry, and I'm still seeing honestly, because as I said, I've not really worked in big banners, I've not really worked on big films. I have done smaller indie films. I'm getting to work with bigger directors because of the web shows that I'm doing. So I'm getting to collaborate a lot more. I'm learning with each film. I'm learning with each project. And this is the way we all learn. Like those who are not trained, those who come from, places that are not privileged. This is the way we learn. When we lose something, when we say something wrong, and then we go back and think in hindsight, ki, oh, maybe I should have just not said it. But I think having said that, I've always spoken my mind in all my interviews, and I have spoken when there's something wrong, I've spoken against it. And
Right.
I don't think I've stopped doing that. And I think because of that, I have a great relationship with most journalists. There are lots of actors who call me up and they keep telling me, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how every journalist always knows you and knows about you and wants to talk to you. And I always explain to those actors or, those who call me, and I swear a lot of people call me and they ask me this, and I go like, what have I done? Like, why is everybody calling me and asking me this? But that's because I think I've built a relationship with a lot of journalists over the past few years, and about how I don't mince my words. I speak my mind and I'm not afraid. And all those filmmakers who are respectful of such actors will give us jobs. So, you learn with every project, and you learn with every film, and you learn with every show. And thank God I've dabbled with every medium and with all genres, and I'm learning, and I'd love to be a student in this entire space in this realm of things that is happening.
No, I think you're doing very well. The sort of things are changing dramatically, and the entire entertainment space is changing dramatically. All right. So since June 14th, after the unfortunate demise of Sushant, a lot of discussions are going on. Some are constructive. Some of it is noise. What is your take on the fact that there is this conversation around why the outsiders they need to be respected more? People are talking about equal opportunities, and the fact that Manoj Bajpayee, I spoke to, he said that basically one should be sensitive to other people. Do you think that there is some sort of change happening?
I'm not sure right now, Faridun. It's too early to speak because we're still in a lockdown technically. We're still starting work. We're still about to get out. But I can see there's a change from the perspective of an audience point of view. And I saw that when the minute when Vidyut tweeted the first time, that was really like the kickstart of our film. When he was not invited by the platform to come and be a part of the announcement of the 7 films that were being announced by the platform, and he really tweeted about it. And you won't believe, and I know that I can share this with you because I know that you feel very personally for Sushant, because every time I open your handle or I see anything to do with you, there's always Sushant with you. And I think because you've interviewed him, you've known him, therefore there is I think there's a sense of a personal loss for you per se. But having said that, I remember the day this news broke out about Sushant, I would be lying if I would be saying that there's no actor who did not cry, or anybody who did not cry. I think those who didn't
Yeah.
know him cried, felt bad about this entire thing. And I mean, I had never met him. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know who he was. But I still felt bad because it just felt like a sort of a loss. It just felt like, how have we let somebody down? You know, how did we let this happen? How did this
Mm,
happen? Like, we just keep living our lives. We are so happy with our little cocooned circle that we don't realize that we might land up hurting somebody. And it's
exactly.
not only with the people who did not give him jobs, but I think it was also with the audiences who did not watch his work. So everybody's really equally to blame. And I mean, of course, when and I've said this time and time again, and this whole lockdown has really given me so much perspective to think and really imagine our lives. How are we living our lives? Why are we running from pillar to post and trying to get validation on social media, or trying to get validation by a certain producer or like a certain set of people? There is so much work, and I realized this very early, and I've shared this with you much earlier in my previous interviews, that when I realized that, some people were not ready to work with me, I said, all right, they don't want to work with me. I will find work elsewhere. And that is not going to stop me from getting a job. And that
Mm,
hasn't. I mean, not being boastful, but this is my fifth release in this year. I've already started on my work on my sixth project, and I'm literally
right.
working like a machine. And I'm not thinking कि मुझे सिर्फ फिल्में करनी है, कि मुझे सिर्फ ये करना है, कि मुझे वो करना है. I think if you're a good actor, Nasir sir had said this to me when I started my career. He was like, if you are a good actor, the medium should not matter to you. You will be picked up in any medium if you are good at your job and if you're honest with your performances. So I think that is something that I have definitely lived with. And I realized that much earlier. I think everybody has a journey, everybody takes time to understand that. But yes, having said that, I think there has to be equal opportunities. As there would be a film, and sometimes you don't even come to know when that film is cast. And suddenly, like, you see like a star child or somebody, like, being part of that cinema, and then you go like, that person has never even visited that city. you know why not try auditioning other people for that part? There should be equal auditions. And I audition for everything. I've auditioned for Khuda Hafiz, I've auditioned for Betar, I've auditioned for Marzi, I've auditioned for every project that I've ever got in my life. But star kids don't even get to auditions. You don't. Then you feel like, I have done so much work, there's so much work attached to my resume, but is anybody really seeing my resume? I don't know. I don't think so.
Do you at times feel that after the casting, the way it happens, and you feel that maybe the star kid is not really suitable for a particular part, for example, and then after that, the marketing machinery, the way they hammer
Yeah.
the entire product, and people after a point of time they start lapping it up. Do you find it a bit disheartening because maybe the pronunciation is not right, maybe the nuance is not right, but still it is hammered so much that maybe people start approving of it. Do you
Um,
think that?
I guess. I mean, a lot of people have been constantly like going on. Like, there are a lot of people who have been praising. We've spoken Arabi in the film. Shiv Pandit, me, Anu Kapoor, Anuji, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, I remember like I read some of the reviewers, and they were just like, oh, such trashy this and trashy accents." And I was like, okay, at least we tried. This is not even a country that we are part of. This is some training that we got. We are following what the direction is, and we are following our script, and we are following everything. But try doing that with star kids, and audiences are equally to blame, media is equally to blame, because they'll just mount them so much that you forget about everything else. And then
Mm.
suddenly, like, they'll just quickly wrap up everything, they'll bundle everything up, and suddenly like put up a photo of their outfit and be like, oh, this one is looking gorgeous in this outfit. And I'm just like, okay, it doesn't really matter what outfit
Mm.
you're wearing. It really matters, you're here to act. This is the least you can do, perform. You have to
Mm.
perform. But but i but I must say, like, I've been reading so many things, and people just trash you. People have become really like in the face. They are not afraid, they speak what they want, and they are not scared. I think
Mm.
somewhere the lockdown is to blame, because people are sitting at home and thinking, like, fiddling with their mobile phones and wondering what next to say to whom. So I've really
Mm.
stopped taking all these things seriously. But I honestly believe that there should be a casting process in this space. even if you are trying to cast somebody, there should be an open casting for all, and everybody should at least be given the opportunity to test, after which I think we can turn around and be like, okay, you know what, maybe I was not suitable for this part. There are so many times that I've tested for a part and gone like, oh, maybe I really can't do this, maybe I'm just not good at this. But sometimes you test and you go like, hey, listen, I think I can, I think I can crack this. So if you're not going to give the actor the opportunity to test, how do you know that you can fit that role or not? You've already been like turned down by the production house, the producers or the directors, for an opportunity that you didn't even know could come by you.
What is the role of psychological issues in terms of, a lot has to do with self-esteem maybe.
Yeah.
What is the role of self-esteem? Do you feel that if you think that maybe you deserve a certain role, and but maybe the way the atmosphere is, you're made to feel that maybe you're not worthy of aspiring even for something like this, how debilitating can that be for an actor? And how does one retain one's sanity amidst all the madness that is going on, in terms of the sheer level of competitiveness which can be there at times?
You're right, Faridun. I think you've just said it. There's so much competitiveness, and we're just constantly trying to bring each other down. And it's so sad because, I would like to like somebody. I would like to like someone, some actor, and I may not like that person because I'm just like, oh my God, like this person is also going out for the same role as me. So there's just so much cattiness that happens because we all are, literally running around for that one role. And it really does drive you crazy. And I mean, honestly, I think I was saying this in some interview. I did theater for a very long time, and I continue doing theater. And there is a sense of togetherness that I see in theater. And it doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter whether you're really good on stage or whatever. Like, of course, there are times when we pull each other's legs when you get like, your last, like when everybody applauds for you, and then aapke liye kam taaliyan padti hain, so you know that you've probably not done the show nicely today. And if your Bajuwala gets like a lot of claps a lot more than you, then you're just like, हम लोग काफी टांगे एक दूसरे की खींचते हैं, अरे आज तो तुमने शो बहुत अच्छा किया, आज तो तुमने शो बहुत अच्छा किया. So we do that. But, I still feel that I've not seen in cinema. That whole sense of like trying to, take a spirit of putting each other up instead of pulling each other down. Celebrate each other as opposed to making each other, like backbiting or like bitching or, saying bad things about each other. I don't know. Why can't we just celebrate each other? It would be nice to even, see that kind of belongingness, that kind of sense of like, community togetherness that I see in theater. So I want to see people celebrating each other's work as opposed to bringing each other down. And that's the only way forward. आप एक दूसरे को कितना कीचड़ में घसीटेंगे? It's going to just become like, it's going to become like a muck. And the only way I have kept my sanity over these years is because I realized very early that I have to depend on my family and not anybody else. Blood is thicker than water, and you can't take that away. Your parents will always back you. Your parents will surprise you in ways you never imagined that they could support you.
I'm sure relationships are important. Friends are important.
Yes.
And networking is important. It does really come in handy. And you're pretty good at that. You're pretty good at networking.
I am. I do my work, and I'm very indebted to everybody who's worked with me. I've had a fabulous time working with every director that I have worked with. I have a great relationship with all my directors. I have a great relationship with all my producers. It's never me. It's us. It's we that make a film. It's never me. I'm not making a film alone. I'm not making a show alone. I'm just like a small part of an entire universe of that, of that entire being that will produce or make the show. So when you start working collaboratively, and I think I've been lucky last few projects, I've really got to work with some of the best people that I've met. I mean, even when Betal happened, and I've told you this, I think during the Betal interviews, I absolutely loved what the cast and crew brought in. We were a riot on set. We were in between bichus and saaps and everything, but we didn't care. We had each other's backs. Like, it was just like, Vineet would tell me something, Sid would be here, Jitendra would say something. So, it was a nice camaraderie that we all shared on set. And the same thing happened with Khuda Hafiz. I was working with, my school friend is the DOP, Jitain. I was working for the first time with Vidyut and Shiv, and I absolutely had a riot working with these boys. I was working with this action team for the first time, and never at any point of time did they make me feel that, that I was an outsider. We would just like, we would work out together. We would like, train together. We would do these things. So there was a sense of community. There was a sense of belongingness. So you have to make this an us. You can never be a me. And only when you start thinking that it's me, 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 that's when the downfall happens.
Now, web is a very interesting medium. As you mentioned that you have had 5 projects that have come up this year. Now, what is your state of mind like when Betal, for example, it releases? Right before that, Patalok had released, and it was doing very well. Betal maybe did not get that much response from the people.
Sure.
And so how do you deal with this?
I think I'm fine.
Because they were at the same level in terms of production values and the producers. That was Anushka, for example. This was Shah Rukh Khan.
Right.
So does it impact you as an actor?
So I'll tell you something honestly. Betal, I loved Patalok, and Jaideep is somebody that I have probably like literally began my career with. So I've known Jaideep for a very long time, and I highly respect him and admire him. I think Anushka is a great producer because she's really like working on some fantastic projects because she really backs good talent, good scripts, and I have like immense amount of respect for her. And when Betal released, a lot of people started comparing Patalok and Betal, and I was like, hang on, that's a crime thriller. This is a horror. This is the first time when somebody has attempted this kind of a genre in India at that level, on that scale. So let's at least not compare the two genres because they're absolutely nothing to compare. But yes, having said that, the comparison was inevitable. Everybody kept comparing us, and the entire Betal team was like, why are we being compared? Why are we being compared? Because we were such a different show and they're such a different show, and we've never disagreed, and we've always like, I literally did put out posts for each and every actor in the show on Patalok because I was like, I loved it. But I truly enjoyed watching Betal also because of the novelty of it. And I've said this again, I've said this earlier, I'm going to say it again, that I think Patrick and Nikhil tried something new. And you have to let people try. If you're not going to allow people to try a different genre, people are going to stop attempting it. Let people try.
The entire parameter of success has changed now with the OTT. The parameter has changed because you don't have the pressure of the box office numbers.
Yeah.
The show has already been sold to the platform, and they know that it's going to be there forever. They have 200 countries to tap it in. So invariably, they'll make benefits out of it. So and thankfully, so far there are no TRPs that are being given out by any of the OTT platforms. So you don't know that like everyone is talking about something, for example, like say Patalok, for example, and great cast in that. And maybe Betal, the response is somewhere not there in terms of if you compare entirely at a human level. How do you deal with it? My question was,
I don't deal with it. I have loved Patalok. I have loved Betal. I have enjoyed both the genres. I would love to watch these people again come in season 2. I wish we had a season 2. We don't know whether we have any yet. And if it isn't, it doesn't matter. I just feel like it's an opportunity that I got to work with some new, a new talent. Honestly, I've always wanted to work with Vineet. He's an actor that, when I watched Mukkabaz, I was like, I want to work with this guy. I definitely want to work with this guy. And I got an opportunity to work with him. Maybe the universe is just listening to me. So I've said this, I want to work with Jaideep, and I know I will at some point of time. Maybe not now, maybe 5 years later. Because मैं एक फिल्म 2 फिल्में तो करने नहीं वाली हूँ. I am like one लंबी रेस की घोड़ी. So I'll keep going. मैं करती रहती हूँ काम, तो मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कि अब शो नहीं चला या चला, वो मेरे हाथ में नहीं है. हम लोगों ने अपना काम बहुत ही मेहनत से, हम लोगों ने अपना काम पूरी ईमानदारी से किया है. Whatever the script was, whether audiences like it or they don't like it is really not in our hands. But we attempted something and we tried something. As I said, let us attempt, let us try. We will fail, but we'll do it again.
there was a masterclass with Nasir Saab at India Film Project last year. So I asked him a question. I was in the audience. So I asked him one question that because of your stand, has it ever happened that you may have faced boycott from certain quarters within the film industry that don't give him work? So he said that it has always been like that with me. So I've never really had like a that I'm getting flooded with offers from people from within
Right.
the industry.
Yeah.
So, but then there have been filmmakers who have been desperate to work with Nasir Saab. A lot of them youngsters. He has been part of some many films, including Neeraj Pandey when he was starting off in Wednesday, and he has done their projects. He has believed in them. They have believed. They have been frantic to work with him.
Yeah.
You've closely worked with Nasir Saab. You've enjoyed his mutton at his home. You love food at his home. What is it that you've learned from Nasir Saab?
I'm glad that he was my teacher. I'm proud that he was my teacher. I'm proud he is my teacher. I started my career with him, and I feel like I'm one of the lucky few who started a career with Naseeruddin Shah and Bachchan Sahab. I did my first film with Nasir sir, and I did my first show with Bachchan Sahab. I did theater. I've been working with Motley for the last, I think I debuted in Motley in 2011 on stage with my first play that Motley produced. And he was standing backstage, and I cannot tell you, like, I'll probably cry if I say this, because it's probably one of one of my greatest moments, like I finished the show and there was a thunderous applause. And this is NCP Experimental. And I still remember I got out of the stage. I saw him. I just hugged him and I started crying. Because for me, it was such a huge thing. I was doing a show with Nasir. So, I was doing a show that it was produced by him, that was directed by him. It was such a big thing for me. Or this experience, that sentiment, no big film, nothing can beat that sentiment. I'm really feeling like my eyes swell up thinking about that day, because for me that's the greatest moment, Faridun. Like, for me, working with Nasir is a huge thing, huge. And I'm so grateful. I'm so glad that that he took me under his wings, and he taught me don't think about what people say, and you should not be. And I think he's always backed me, because he knows I'm feisty. He knows I'm not going to take no for an answer. He is he's very strict when he directs his actors for stage. Trust me, everybody is scared of him because we know, he expects the best from us. And that one show is not it. We have to do a lot of shows, and every show is a learning. Every performance is a learning. Every rehearsal is important. And that is the experience. And that's what I've learned from him, that it doesn't matter. This one might not work with you now, but years later, they will come back. And I don't think he ever did commercial cinema. He worked in parallel cinema. And for us, the equivalent to a parallel cinema is the OTT platforms that we are working in. We're getting to collaborate with, I'm getting to collaborate with big stars. I'm getting to collaborate with big directors. I would have never imagined collaborating with any of these people. I'm really on my own here. No one is putting my name forward and being like, Aap Ahana ko lijiye. I audition for everything, no? And then I get those roles. But I'm auditioning for each and everything. He's just so happy to see us when he sees that we are doing good work. He's just so happy for us. And we know it, So I feel very proud that he's my teacher. He's my guru. He's like really everything that I've learned, anything from him. I really have learned life goes on.
You want to drink some water?
Fine, I'm so sorry.
No, drink some water. You have some water with you?
No, I do. I'm fine. Oh. God, Faridun, why would you do this to me?
I was watching one of your interviews. You mentioned that you go to his farmhouse, Nasir Saab's farmhouse, and for 2 days the mobiles are switched off. You guys
we are workshopping. It's too much fun. Yeah.
Right. Now, what is happening since the unfortunate demise of Sushant? You mentioned that I'm impacted. So I think all of us are. Whoever knew him, and I happened to interview him quite a few times.
Yeah.
A lot of the friends are popping up, and too many friends are popping up. So I've always said that that I was not a friend, but I think it's important to be honest about someone who's no more. I think that's the basic humanity that one
Yeah.
can possibly
Yeah.
have. But what is happening is that I'm interacting with a lot of his fans, and I can see
Yeah.
a lot of distress, and the lockdown is further adding to the entire thing, and people are
Yeah.
it's in a very stressful situation. Now, when it comes to cinema or entertainment, it's a um, it's a job of a lot of patience. You need a lot of patience. You need a lot of um, persistence in every single word. Now, you're doing these workshops, and when you were talking about the workshops, I could see that you were so happy. You're
Yeah.
looking forward to the food, and now, with your experience, if you would want to tell the upcoming actors who are watching this, what is the importance of enjoying the process of when you're trying to be an actor? And what is the importance of journey,
Yeah.
enjoying the journey rather than just looking for that destination of stardom and money?
This is a really like tricky one, Faridun, because honestly, everybody's idea of success is so different from one another.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of distress amongst the youth. I'm part
Mm.
of that, that space as well, because I have chased this entire thing. I've gone like, oh my God, like, I want to be successful and I want to be this and I want to be that. And then in hindsight, when you think about it, you go like, does it, what are you going to get out of it? There's a line in a play called Dear Liar, which has been performed by Ratna ma'am and Nazir sir on stage, and it's a very nice. There's a wonderful line in it that that our services will be required no more, and at some point of time, our services will not be required. We will not be important at some point of time, and the only thing that people will remember us by will be through our work or through how we were as humans, as people.
Right.
But my only advice to young actors is, do not like this success is a trap. It really is a trap. And we need to really like cut away from the fact that we only want to be successful. I think we should be good at what we do. Success will come sooner or later, and it'll
Right.
come now, maybe it'll come a few years later.
Right.
I know so many senior actors who are doing so well now, and they
Exactly.
didn't do so well when they were when they started their journey, and they are now like, you can't cast a film without them. Like, I know so many senior actors who are being cast.
Gajra,
Yeah,
Gajraj Rao ji, Vipin
exactly.
Sharma ji,
Yeah, you can't do a film without them. Like every film has like Seema ma'am, Gajraj
Seema
sir,
Pawar, Seema Pawar,
Nina ma'am, after like, she's getting
Neena
roles.
Gupta.
For me, like Ratna ma'am's iconic role in Lipstick, like it was iconic. I think she should have won, and I say this all the time, but she should have won the best actress to give one of the most dignified performances in Lipstick. She really should have won the best actress in every big award ceremony.
You're someone who's proficient with English. You can speak Hindi and Urdu equally well as well. You like to read poetry. Uh, I think Urdu poetry and other reading stuff as well. What is the importance of riyaz for an actor? What is the importance of acquiring knowledge for an actor, and what is the importance of acquiring nuances when it comes to language? Because poetry gives you that nuances. What is the importance?
Poems are very important, Faridun, and this is something again I learned when I was this, like, my introduction to poems was because of Nasir sir. Of course, we learned a lot of poems when I was in school, and I never really paid attention to that because I just didn't think it was important, because it was, I just didn't think that it'll ever come back and like be used in my life. But
Mm.
you learn something not thinking कि ये कभी use होगा. You learn that because you want to increase your vocabulary. Maxa told me something really nice, and I want to share that with like you and like,
Makran Deshpande. Makran
yeah,
Deshpande.
Makar Deshpande, sorry. Uh, at one point of time, I was just like not interested in reading. I was just, being completely absorbed with this whole idea of like, oh, I'll just make, you know, um, basically I was just being gimmicky, and I was just like not interested in the actual work that I was supposed to do. And that happens if you're distracted. There's a phase. I think everybody goes through that at some point of time. बट इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट कि आपको उतनी ढील मिले, फिर आपको कोई खींचने के लिए भी, आपकी डोरी खींचने के लिए कोई होना चाहिए. So thankfully I have a Makran Deshpande who kind of screams at me and tells me, what are you doing, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. So he did that, and he came to me and he told me that, Ahana, read. What do you like to read? And I said, at the moment I'm not enjoying books. So he was like, okay, what do you like to read? I said, newspapers. So he said, okay, read a newspaper. And then he's like, do you like glossy pages? I said, yeah. He's like, read a magazine. I said, why? So it was it's such an important thing he said. He's like, अगर तुम पढ़ोगी नहीं तो तुम्हारे पास शब्द नहीं रह जाएंगे.
सही बात.
You'll have no words left. Then lols and cool and these are the only words that will remain in your vocabulary. And it kind of made me think, and I was like, yeah, he's right. I've completely lost out on the idea that if you're not going to read, how will you find words? Words comprise of so much of our conversation on our day-to-day basis. And instead of getting into like smaller conversations with smaller words, you'd rather get into, and I'm not telling you to become a Shashi Tharoor, but I'm telling you to read. And you can just start reading anything. Like it could be like from magazines and newspapers, but read so that there is a vocabulary. There is, during my training for my English plays, Nasir sir used to ask me to watch BBC News, because he used to be like, watch the correspondence, see how they speak the language.
Can you recite a few couplets from John India?
ये गम क्या दिल की आदत है? नहीं तो. किसी से कोई शिकायत है? नहीं तो. है वो एक ख्वाब बेताबीर, उसे भुला देने की नियत है? नहीं तो. किसी के बिन, किसी की याद के बिन जिए जाने की हिम्मत है? नहीं तो. किसी सूरत भी दिल लगता नहीं, हाँ तो कुछ दिन से ये हालत है? नहीं तो. तेरे इस हाल पे सबको है हैरत, तो तुझे भी इस पे हैरत है? नहीं तो. हम आहंगी नहीं दुनिया से तेरी, तुझे इस पे नदामत है? नहीं तो. हुआ जो कुछ यही मकसूम था क्या? यही सारी हिकायत है? नहीं तो. अजियत नाक उम्मीदों से तुझको अमन पाने की हसरत है? नहीं तो. तू रहता है ख्याल और ख्वाब में गुम, तो इस वजह से फुर्सत है? नहीं तो. वहां वालों से इतनी मोहब्बत, यहां वालों से नफरत है? नहीं तो. सबाब जो इस जुदाई का बना है, वो मुझसे खूबसूरत है? नहीं तो. ये गम क्या दिल की आदत है? नहीं तो. किसी से कोई शिकायत है? नहीं तो.
वाह वाह. That's wonderful. Okay, so Anna, my last question to you is: there are talks of censorship on OTT platforms. In OTT platforms, what are your views on that?
I think this is probably the only democratic medium that we really have, and I think it's a great medium. And I think I've said this, like even I think during my lipstick interviews, if you're an adult and if you have a brain, you can decide for yourself what you want to watch. I don't think censorship really is an answer. Everything's available on the internet, whether you want to watch porn or you want to watch adult stuff, you want to watch anything, everything's available on the internet. So how much more censorship can you do? And can you continue doing? Humans are really smart. Like they'll find a way to come around things. I just feel like if you can, as an adult or as a person, as a human, take a choice or make a choice for, the kind of stuff or the kind of content you want to watch, I think that kind of choice should be given to us. That's democracy. And cinema should be democratic. Cinema should not be like, ye dekhiye, ye mat dekhiye. अरे आपके पास दिमाग है ना, आप देखिए ना जो आपको देखना है. And if it doesn't suit you, then stop watching it. The remote's in your hand. Your mobile phone has like exit button right there. So I feel like this is a conversation that can go on and on, because I've always been against censorship, and I've always said that people really can make their own choices. Learn how to trust people with, their choices.
Absolutely. All right. So, Ahana, as always, wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Faridun. Take care of yourself. And I'm very proud of everything that you're doing. I just wanted to add that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.